Hello YouTube! This video will explain the Vaalmonica cards get introduced in Master Duel, as well as teach you how to build the skeleton of a peer build and how to combo with it. I have been waiting for this archetype to revisit Master Duel for a while, because I really like the art and the theme of Shoulder Angel and Devil. We have now confirmation from Konami that the archetype is releasing 7 June 2024. So I decided to make this video to teach myself the deck in advance, as well as sharing the information. I would like to thank and credit Fiona from the Vaalmonica Discord for making a spreadsheet with most of the information used for the video, as well as the replays. Without his work, this video wouldn't be possible. I will explain the cards that we know will be available, while showing you how to build the skeleton of a pure Vaalmonica build. After assembling the skeleton, you can show the fast with hand traps and other cards that can stop your opponents and protect your place from the dangers of the current meta. The HEs are flexible, always feel free to cook, but they are planned to maximize the chance of being able to build the world. More on this later. The Pendulum Scales, Angelo and Demono are the heart of the deck. They share an effect from hand, with cost of discarding one other card to place it on the board as a Pendulum Scale, and search its counterpart from deck onto the field as well. If both scales are in the Pendulum zone, Angelo will gain resonance counters each time you gain LP. On the flip side, Demono gets a resonance counter each time you take effect damage. Obtaining 3 counters on each scale will be important to unlock the requirement to Link summon the archetype Link 1 boss monsters. What makes this concept work is the fact your spells and traps have 2 unique options of effects each that you can choose from. One option will always deal damage to you, while the other heals you. Some of these spells require you to have a Vaalmonica card in the Pendulum zone, or else the opponent is the one who chooses the effect for you. Additionally, as a monster, during the main phase, Angelo can banish one Vaalmonica spell or trap from your graveyard to apply its effect that includes gaining life points. Demono has a similar effect to acquire the effect that includes taking damage. There is one last unique pendulum effect on each scale. Demono cuts 100 attack power from your opponent monsters for each resonance counter on the field. Angelo can activate when your opponent declares an attack to weak summon one Vaalmonica monster. Devatrice Vaalmonica, who I will be abbreviating to Sele, is the main searcher in the deck. Once per turn, when normal or pendulum summoned, you can add any Vaalmonica card from deck to hand except herself. Note that the wording is more specific than just special summoned. Also, once per turn, if you control both scales and Sele is sent to graveyard, you can return her to hand. Her last effect prohibits the opponent from attacking onto Sele if you control other monsters. I recommend playing her at 3 since she can search anything and recycles herself easily. She is the only card that you can use to combo with 1.5 cards, meaning you still have to discard something. All main deck Vaalmonica monsters are level 4, which means they can all be pendulum summoned using the scales. And we can use them to make generic rank 4 Axis monsters, such as Baguska and Abyss Dweller. And then you can turn those into Zeus. The Field+Sele, Agato Kaku Logical Voice, lets you add a Vaalmonica monster from deck to hand when activated. Its second effect triggers when one of your skill hits 3 resonance counters. This lets you target one monster your opponent controls and take control of it until the end phase. You can auto-tap with it, but you can still activate its effects or use it as summon material. I recommend this card at 3. It goes +1 and lets you search Sele or a skill. Extremely important cards to have to enable good combos. I think the effect triggering when a skill hits 3 counters, instead of simply requiring the counters to activate it, can make it awkward. But it's still completely possible for this effect to steal the victory in a match. Scelta is our first spell card with a trace effect. You can gain 500 life points, then shuffle 1 card from hand to deck to draw 2. Or you can take 500 damage to add a Vaalmonica spell or trap from deck to hand, except for Scelta. As you can expect, this is a good card that either lets you +1 or Surge, building up counters for free. Our game plan will focus on being able to summon Sele+Versare on turn 1. This requires Demon to have 3 resonance counters. With that in mind, you will frequently be using Shelta's second effect and even targeting it with Demono. For this reason, I recommend Shelta at 3. Gaining 500 life points, Versare can be used to excavate from deck until you find a Vaalmonica card and add it to hand, shuffling back the rest. By losing 500 life points, you can full wish 1 Vaalmonica card. I also recommend 3 copies of this card. Wishing is not as practical as adding to hand, but the deck is designed to still let you make a board with this. Wishing Sele, while you control the skills, will bring her back into your hand, but you can also opt to set a target for your skills effect as a monster. Unlike the previous cards, this Harmonia lets you place one resonance counter or one skill of your choice on activation. And then you still get to choose between gaining 500 life points, add a banished Vaalmonica card to hand, or take 500 damage to add 1 Vaalmonica card to hand from graveyard. I only recommend 1 Disharmonia. Being able to cycle resources is nice, but this card has a lot less potential at enabling combos in your starting hand than the others. The card is in the graveyard or banished. Chances are you already used it as per turn effect. Invitare has 2 choices, but neither includes gaining or losing life points. The first effect special summons 1 Vaalmonica monster from deck, blocking you from activating non-Vaalmonica monsters on the field until the end of the turn. The second effect of Invitare is very powerful, but requires you to control Sele. This effect lets you search both of your skills from deck, adding 1 to hand and the other face up in extra deck, carry to be pendulum summoned. I recommend 3 Invitare. The second effect gives you bodies and a chance to easily activate Demono or Angel monster effects. This translates into a lot of potential for combos. Next, it's time to talk about the trap cards. They are some of the payoff for our combos. Both can only be activated if you control a Vaalmonica monster, but if you control a Vaalmonica Wing monster, both effects can be applied. Follow as hidden effect to gain 500 life points, non-targeting destroys 1 spell or trap on the field. You can also use it to take 500 damage, then return 1 monster from field to hand. This is a card that you generally want to search, not draw, so I only recommend 1 copy. When used while controlling a Vaalmonica Wing monster, it can easily trade 2 cards for 1. Chosen Melody Life Gain effect makes your Vaalmonica monsters untargetable by effects until the end of the turn. The life loss effect is a non-targeting negate for an opponent monster on field. Much like the previous card, it's an endboard piece that does not enable combos by itself. I recommend using 1, however, a lot of lists cut this card as well. Perhaps negating monster effects on field isn't too appealing when Babushka is something we can easily make. There is also a spell covered in Untitled with 500 life point gain effect that lets your opponent choose 1 monster in your graveyard for you to special summon. By losing 500 health, Untitled lets you add 1 level 4 monster from graveyard to hand. This is the last main deck card confirmed to release in this patch. However, I do not recommend using it. It does not greatly expand our combo capabilities on a pure build. Still worth mentioning that this card can return any level 4 monster from graveyard to hand. It's not specific to Vaalmonica, so I imagine this card can be better on hybrid builds. In the extra deck, your Wing 1 boss monsters await for you to have enough counters to meet their summoning requirements. After scoring 3 counters on Demono, you can Wing summon Sele+Versare with any 1 effect monster. Sele+Versare can protect any card you control from being destroyed by removing 3 resonance counters from your skills. It also has a quick effect to target when Vaalmonica spell or trap, banished or in the graveyard, to apply their effect. It is similar to the Scales, but strictly better. Sele+Versare is a card that you will aim to make on your first turn, as it gives your cards protection and gives you a lot of options that include disrupting your opponent during their turn or gaining card advantage. I recommend 2 copies, specifically because Kashtira, Unicorn and SP Widow Knight are popular cards in the Culven format. Lastly, we got Duralone. It requires your Sele+Scale to have 3 resonance counters, and when summoned allows you to target monsters your opponent controls up to the number of resonance counters in your scales, and destroy those targeted monsters. During the main phase, Duralone can remove 3 resonance counters from the scales, so that it can attack 3 times during this turn. If the first effect clears the board so that we can attack with the second, this card alone can deal 7500 damage to the opponent, making 1 turn kills possible. Being able to summon it with Angelo effect to wipe the opponent's shield during their battle phase can really discourage them from attacking. I recommend 1 copy because it's used mostly to close matches, but you have other cards in the extra deck that can do this. There is 1 additional trap and link to monster available in the LCG, but from the information I've seen so far, I'm inclined to believe they will not be available in Master Duel yet. The generic extra deck staples I'd like to recommend are Baguska. This is a skill drain on legs that also forces monster into the fast position. It does not affect winged monsters, which is what our boss monsters are. It can turn a new Axis monster into a board wiping machine. Great option to have for the cost of just 1 extra deck slot. SP Widow Knight is our newer, better Nightmare Unicorn. It's a wing tool, and when summoned using an extra deck monster as material, it can banish 1 card on field or graveyard. It also has the effect to banish 2 face-up monsters on the field, including 1 you control, which is a versatile effect that can be both disruption and protection. Using IP Masquerina makes it possible to squeeze the summoning effect of SP in the opponent turn, or you can make Duralome for the destruction effect on demand. Wing Spider is the final card in this pure Vaalmonica skeleton, and its purpose is to give you extension to the Nibiru. You can turn the token into the spider, and since the spider is an effect monster, it can now be turned into a Vaalmonica Wingblade monster. Absolutely worth the extra deck slot in my opinion. This chapter is a compilation of replays showing you how to combo with Vaalmonica. For some quick observations, the closest we can get to a 1-card combo is Sele. Not counting Disarbonia or both Scales, any combination of 2 different Vaalmonica cards in your hand will get you a line. Scelta+Invitare is also an exception where you're unable to get counters from this line. Logically, having more Vaalmonica cards, generics or other archetype cards available means you can make stronger boards or play through disruption. With some practice, the combos become intuitive. A lot of them are similar because of how many search effects we have. On a pure build, our end board generally includes Sele+Versare, SP, IP, the archetype trap cards, and the ability to access event for with slight changes to the combo line. Making Baguska is a very iconic boss monster for the deck. I hope you found the video useful so far. Next, it's time to show the replays on how to combo with Vaalmonica. Enjoy!
Alright.